Joey Barton is back, doing what he does best, blasting women's football. However, he is also being blasted himself by the dad of Partick Thistle goalkeeper Eva Easton. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. So, at the weekend there, it was Rangers taking on Partick Thistle in the SWPL Challenge Cup. Rangers won by 4-1. However, the opening Rangers goal, we actually showed some footage of it in our match review. It was embarrassing. Let's just put it out there. The goalkeeper, what was the goalie doing, Tam? I have no idea. However, Joey Barton also got his hand on the footage for the first goal, and he was less than impressed. He took to Twitter, or X, call it what you want, and he says the following, quote, "I mean, let's just talk about the goalie. How is this nonsense on the box? Question mark. Hashtag cosplay football." End of quote. So, honestly, based on how bad the goalkeeping was, I think that Joey Barton could have probably said a lot worse than that. But he didn't. He kept it relatively short. He just said it's nonsense, and he referred to it as cosplay football. So people pretending to play football. When you see the goal, there's no explanation. It doesn't really matter who's in nets, what age they are, what gender they are. The goalkeeping here was fucking horrendous. However, Eva Easdon, the 17-year-old goalkeeper, her father has come out criticising Joey Barton, blasting Joey Barton for bullying his daughter. And it turns out that he is a 7-time champion kickboxer. So who knows? Joey Barton will get his arse kicked if he doesn't keep his mouth shut. But this is what her father, Lex Easton, said. Quote, "In 2024, grown men feel the need to belittle and bully a 17-year-old school kid who doesn't get paid to play, unlike some men who make the same mistake week after week for hundreds of thousands of pounds. She has moved up from youth level straight into the SWPL1, just starting out on her journey. She's made a mistake in her positioning 13 minutes into a cup final. At Joey Barton, my daughter is young enough to be your daughter, and you playing up to your fanboys. I'm sure you won't go down well with your daughters when they're old enough to see all this shite you spout on social media. Top class role model there, mate." End of quote. Easton's mum, Kirsty, also shared her husband's post on her own account, and that was pretty much it. Now, I get it. This guy will want to come out. He will want to defend his daughter. His daughter's only 17. If he thinks that Joey Barton is being unnecessarily harsh, then he's going to come out. He's going to defend her. But a couple of things I want to say here. He says that we see the same mistake week in, week out from male goalkeepers who get paid hundreds of thousands of pounds. There's never been a male goalkeeper that gets paid hundreds of thousands of pounds that's made a mistake this bad. We see Onana. Onana has made a shitload of mistakes, but none of Onana's mistakes have looked as bad as this. I think if you added up all of Onana's mistakes, they would not look as bad as this one incident. So he is trying to claim that hundreds of thousands of pounds a week goalkeepers make this mistake all the time. That's just factually untrue. I've never seen a male goalkeeper be so out of position for something like this. And I don't even know what she was doing. She came out. She wasn't going to get to the ball. She wasn't in line with the goal. She couldn't offer any sort of save because she was nowhere near the goal mouth. It was insane how bad her positioning was. So that's one thing. To suggest that like top goalkeepers, world-class goalkeepers are making this mistake week in, week out, that's just wrong. Top goalkeepers, even mediocre goalkeepers, do not make mistakes like this. It just doesn't happen. So he's factually wrong there. And then he talks about her being 17, how she's still at school, and that it is wrong to bully her and criticise her. I mean, first of all, I don't think Joey Barton was bullying her. I think he was just pointing out how bad the positioning was, and it was very bad. Another thing, if we want women's football to be taken seriously, then they need to face the same sort of criticism that the men face. We can't just wrap them up in cotton wool or wrap them up in bubble wrap, and when they make mistakes just say, well, it doesn't matter because you're a woman, so we're not going to judge you the same. I mean, that's bullshit. If they want to be treated with respect, and if they want to be treated properly and they want to be treated seriously like the men are, then they need to be treated like the men, and they need to face criticism like the men. I mean, who cares if she's 17? We've seen footballers come out of Scotland that have been that age and playing at a top level. I'm thinking of Kieran Tierney, Billy Gilmore. These are players that have come under criticism. Dodge, Calvin Ramsey. There's been quite a lot of young players in Scotland over the last decade that have been 17 and they've got to a big level in the game, and if they haven't performed, they've been called out and they've been criticised for poor performances. So I don't really agree we can't criticise her because she's 17. That just seems like we're giving her special treatment because she's a woman. Is that the route that you want to go down? We can't criticise females because we're somehow bullying them? Are they some sort of like protected species? No. If you want to play football, if you want the women's game to be respected and to be taken seriously, then you need to criticise them just like you would the men, regardless of their age. If they're old enough to play, if they're good enough to play, then, you know, that's it. If age was an issue, if quality was an issue, then she shouldn't be playing for Partick Thistle in this cup final if you don't want her to come under criticism or blame or take responsibility. So, yeah, no, I get it. Her father's going to come out and try and defend her, but I think he's actually been harsh on Joey Barton here. I know Joey Barton is controversial and sometimes he speaks out of line. There's some things he said that I don't think were necessary, but in this occasion, all he's really done was pointed out how bad it was, and it was very bad. I wouldn't say he's bullying anyone here. I mean, he hasn't name-called her or resorted to like any underhanded measures. He simply just says that it wasn't good enough and the possession was terrible, which it was. So, yeah, I'm actually going to defend Joey Barton here. I don't think he's bullying anyone. Let me know what you guys think down below. And, yeah, maybe this goalkeeper is going to have a good career ahead of her in the women's game, but I just can't go over how bad it was. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.